Yes, you can live in the Philippines for under 1,000 US dollars per month. But do you want to? Is it really advisable? We will explore all the possibilities today on Escape to the Philippines. Class is in session. As I look back on my social media accounts this morning, I realized it has been exactly 1 year since I have done a budget video. Well, shame on me. So I went through receipts and put pen to paper, figuring all of our expenses for a family of 3. Myself, my partner, and her teenage daughter. I'm not going to lie and tell you that we lived on less than $1,000 per month. We didn't. That's because we had enough left over from my pension that we were able to undertake some serious remodeling projects in our home. But I will demonstrate to you how it is possible, especially as a single man, to live comfortably on a small amount. Whether it is the right budget for you is a decision you have to carefully make for yourself. But this is how it can work. First, of course, you have to have a place to live. I've lived in several different places in small to medium-sized cities, and never did I pay more than 5,000 pesos per month. In the more rural areas, people might consider that slightly on the high side. In Manila, you couldn't touch a decent place for that. Electricity this past month cost us $1,800. Keep in mind that we are just now entering the hotter months of the year and didn't even have an air conditioner. With our remodeling, now we do, so we can expect this number to rise in the future. But still, we're not the type of people to run our air conditioner 24/7, so the bill should remain manageable. Thanks to my frugal Filipino partner, who knows where to find the best deals, we spend only about 20,000 pesos per month on groceries and other household supplies. If you're a single guy, your food bill will naturally be lower than mine, but you could have trouble matching our per-person cost. You'll not likely get the best prices at the market as a foreigner. Plus, you'll have the tendency to eat out more than I do with my homebody lifestyle. In most places, a car is an unnecessary luxury. Tricycles are cheap and jeepneys are even cheaper, but they aren't necessarily comfortable. So I upped the ante to 4,000 to cover the cost of my partner's tricycle and jeepney rides, plus a few grab taxi rides for myself. Water's cheap here. Our tap water for bathing and washing clothes costs us only about 300 pesos, and our drinking water costs us about the same. Continuing on with utilities, our internet plan costs us $1,299 per month and seems to do the job well enough. And a canister of liquid propane for cooking costs us 1,200 pesos, and it lasts for 2 months, so I just set aside 600 a month for that. We're particularly lucky with respect to our trash pickup and streetlight charges. In our older subdivision, that's really about all of our services provided by the Homeowners Association, and it costs us only 50 pesos per month. But some subdivisions have 24/7 security manning the entrance, and you have to pay for that, if that is where you choose to live. The only U.S. expenses I have remaining are 220 pesos per month for Magic app, which gives me an American phone number, and 800 pesos a month to cover the costs of a digital mailbox, which allows me to have my very few pieces of important mail scanned and sent to me electronically. I am my Filipina partner's geriatric Ken doll, and she's undertaken the task of upgrading my wardrobe on top of clothing the rest of our small family. For that, we spent 3,000 pesos last month. That's pretty bold for a guy who up to a month ago was still wearing a t-shirt from a convention I attended back in 1991. You can't forget immigration. Whether you're on a tourist visa, work visa, spousal visa, or a special retirement visa, you're always going to have some type of immigration fee. In my case, those fees average 2,500 pesos a month. Entertainment costs are really a matter of choice. We get our TV for free through digital antenna, but also watch Filipino movies, with subtitles of course, on YouTube. Our Netflix account is only 249 pesos, and the rest of our entertainment budget runs 4,200. My medication costs me about 2,000 a month. Finally, we have a teenager going to classes who needs her daily allowance for transportation, food, and supplies. For that, we set aside 9,000 pesos. That brings us to a grand total of 55,268 pesos. And when I converted that into dollars in the current exchange rate, we come up with a budget of $996.81.
Yay!
But don't celebrate too soon.
Aww.
The Philippines is a very hot country, and from mid-March through mid-June, it can be brutally hot. Are you sure you can survive with only an electric fan? What if suddenly you become ill and need medical attention? Sure, medical care is very affordable here, but it's not free. The hospital will have its hand out, seeking payment, sometimes even before they treat you. And don't think you can walk out of the hospital with an outstanding bill. It just doesn't work that way here. Nothing will wreck your bare bones budget faster than illness. There are few, if any, social programs to help you as a foreigner in a big bind. A friend and fellow expat in my area often talks about what he calls a sweet spot budget. He thinks a foreigner should have an income of around $3,000 per month before considering retiring in the Philippines. I respectfully disagree with that number, but not the principle. I live what I call an Ameripino lifestyle. I will not cloister myself in an exclusive subdivision for rich expats, but instead live among the locals. I eat what they eat and do as much as possible as they do. $3,000 is far more than I need. I don't mind taking my shower from a bucket, but I'm still going to use my toilet tissue instead of that dreaded tabo. After all, I'm only an Ameripino. Class is dismissed.